Zip line. How'd you guys hear about the tour?
Well, he was searching online for something to do in this region.
Yeah. No, I said zip line. I was planning on doing that.
Specifically seeking out zip lining?
Yep.
What did you use?
I just said Siri, zip line in Berkeley area.
Really?
Yep.
Siri did it?
Yep.
Ooh. Did she also tell you how to get here?
Yep.
Wow. Without.
No, we used your. No. We used your site.
Oh.
She just takes us to the site.
Oh, okay. So you didn't use Apple Maps?
Yes, we did.
Oh, you used Apple Maps.
And it worked fine.
It usually does.
And it didn't drop out on us. When we got here, I had trouble making phone calls occasionally.
Yeah.
What made you think of zip lining?
Because I knew that it was available, and I couldn't think anything more phenomenal than to zip line through the redwoods.
That's true. That's a fact.
I mean, I've always wanted to do zip lining. I have no desire to do bungee jumping, but I have always wanted to do zip lining, and I thought the best place to do it would be in really, really big trees.
Finding stuff out about him, wow.
Stuff, but yeah. Yep, it's true. Zip lining in the redwoods.
Been walking through them for days, and we'd walked through them last time we were out here about a year or two ago to visit Will. And we thought it'd be fun to get up in the canopy.
Yeah.
And this guy is studying biology.
The biology?
And I thought that he would, be interested in learning more about canopy forests and conservation. And you guys aren't yakking enough about that, but anyway, that's okay.
I usually start when we go up the bridges.
Okay, well, yeah, because he would probably really enjoy that very much. So would I. So would everybody.
Fine, I'll teach you cool stuff about redwood trees.
Get to work, Luke.
Alright, good luck. No, not really.
What's your background?
I went to school for the radio broadcasting.
Okay.
So I sound really good talking about anything.
That's what they taught you?
Yeah. That's why I don't sound like I'm from Minnesota. You know? Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Did you go up there?
I did, yeah. Pretty cool. Okay, these are yours.
Oh.
Nick, Christy. You two figure it out. You're young and smart. Good. All right. Now keep your right hand close to the carabiners, and then loop over the extra from your lanyard and hold on to that with your right hand also, so you don't trip on it. Okay. Now this is a pretty cool fact. As you go up the staircase, if you look to the right the whole time, you're just gonna see this tree.
Oh, that'll be boring.
Just that one. So I mean, if you want to see other trees, look to the left, and you'll see them like 4 times. Get it?
I get it.
Oh man.
Just gets you used to walking in the woods, kind of on top of the woods. What are you laughing about? Camera on?
Yes.
Good.
Camera on. It's already on.
Huh.
How do they get so tangled?
I don't know.
Rick. Joshua. Just Josh. Different.
When you're angry.
When you're angry.
You were a spy.
Ooh, yes, that's right.
Joshua was.
Yeah, he also fit the Battle of Jericho.
Heck yeah. Let's walk around this thing a bunch of times. Okay. Alright, anyway, this is a bridge now. As we go across the bridge, keep your hands on these cables.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you the most support, okay? But very importantly, do not move these knots. Mainly because it's knotty.
Oh,
Good one.
that's really kinky. Christy, feel like Nepal?
Whoa.
And Kenya too.
Alright, so I'm going to teach you nature stuff. It's going to be pretty cool. Oh yeah, don't do that. That makes the trees fall over.
Oh.
So redwood trees are what's called gravitropic, and that means they only grow straight up. Josh, this is biology.
Wake up, Josh.
Not really. So when you see one that's tipped over like Eileen here, you know that something happened to it in its lifetime. So probably erosion, eroded some of the roots away, and it started tipping over. Another type of tree would be phototropic, and those trees grow towards the sunlight. And because the redwood trees and the Douglas fir trees have such a high canopy, they grow very tall, very fast. They shade out the rest of the forest floor. So if you can't, you know, sunlight doesn't just grow everywhere, not grow everywhere, it doesn't get through the canopy very easily. So the other trees that want to survive, they have to grow towards the sunlight. So you can see a few bay trees, there are some growing sideways. That's a pretty cool example of phototropic. We're going to come up here, there's one up here that we need to see.
What's the advantage to the tree of being gravitropic?
That's just the way that they are. The advantage, because they're so tall, they don't need to, they fight for sunlight by growing tall.
So they get there first and grab it all.
Yeah. Yep. And then another cool thing about the redwood trees is that the way that they can reproduce and still grow under the canopy, they reproduce from their root system, so they can they don't have just a seed that reproduces, they sprout from their roots. So you see all these trees, there's a trunk in the middle there, and there's a bunch of trees around it. Those are all the same tree.
Oh,
These
okay.
big ones right here, Rick.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are all the same tree. They're growing from the same root system.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they can share nutrients. So if one's a lot smaller and doesn't get as much sunlight, they share the nutrients.
Didn't know.
Oh, so it's like an umbilical cord deal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We noticed that these, is this the base tree?
Yeah, this is California bear.
It always has that heavy moss.
Yeah, the moss there, actually if you come in the rain, it's a better example. It starts sticking out. So when the rain comes, it expands and catches moisture.
Oh, cool.
And you see this light stuff that's on these redwood trees? It's a type of lichen. There's over, I want to say over 170, but there might be 70, something like that. There's a large amount of different types of lichen that grows on redwoods up higher in the canopy. That's one thing that caused scientists to start studying the canopies of the redwoods. They found a lichen that they hadn't found anywhere else.
Oh,
like
wow.
on this continent, I think.
Oh.
And they're like, this is weird. They also find in the tops of like the really old ones, types of salamanders that only live up there.
Oh, my.
Salamanders, plankton.
Really?
Yeah, up on the tops. Species of ants that only live on the tops.
So they never come down. Their whole
life,
family life
they're
is all...
300 feet up in the air.
Wow.
So
That's cool.
there's like a whole different ecosystem on the top of the redwood.
That's fascinating.
Alright, you can take a couple steps down this way.
You want me to go into the plank?
Yeah, you can take a couple steps down, but not too far. So
Walk,
I'm going to pass you.
walk the plank.
You can take a step down.
Oops. Took a slide down. Watch it going down. It's very slippery. Oh,
You
the
went to South
planks.
Africa, Josh?
I did.
What part?
All over Kimberley for a week, which is in the middle of this.
In the middle?
Christy, is the camera on?
I spent a month there.
Red dot.
No.
No.
okay.
Whole,
Kimberly or-
Red
no,
dot.
just South
no,
Africa.
I don't think it's on. There's
Cape
yes,
Town.
he's on.
Part of Johannesburg. We did a safari. So we landed in Johannesburg first,
Fun stuff.
in the Cape Town area.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be scary. I'm going to walk past you now.
No, that's all right.
Come this way, everyone.
Josh, push this tree. Push really hard. You made the whole bridge move.
Do it again? Oh.
We'll do it. Push the tree really hard.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
good.
Woohoo! Whoops.
Look over to your right, my left. This is the oldest redwood tree that we have on our property. Anyone guess what his name is?
Methuselah.
Grandpa.
Not
Grandpa.
Old guy.
Nope.
Walter.
Yeah, Walter.
Ah.
Oh, good job.
Gee, they got a sign at the bottom.
Oh,
Walter's around 800 years old. He's not that old.
Why is he
but-
called Walter?
I don't know.
Looks like there's a face right on the side.
Yeah.
That's not a face, it's a burl.
Oh, so that's what they call a burl.
Trees don't have faces. Just a little known fact. Lord of the Rings lied.
You can lean back.
So he's about 800 years old. You can see that his roots were cut out at one point, so that's why he's tipping over.
Oh,
Um,
why'd they
redwoods
do
don't
that?
naturally do that.
Yeah.
So you see the top of him has died off.
Yeah.
That's most likely because he started tipping over. He didn't want to keep on growing in that direction, because then he'd get heavier and heavier and eventually fall over. So
Smart
he's
tree.
lighter on top now. And there's a bunch of trees growing out of his base,
Oh wow.
and that gives him more support so he doesn't topple over.
That's clever.
Kind of intelligent,
Yeah.
I guess. Can you see the black mark there?
Yeah.
There's a lot of tannic acid in redwood's bark, so if a fire comes through, it just scorches the outside, doesn't really burn the tree, because the fire doesn't go through the bark. If it does go through the bark, then sometimes it'll burn the inside of the tree, but the outside stays there. So you have a lot of living trees that are hollow inside that you can, and that's why it's hard for them to, scientists or them, to age the trees, because you can't core it and count the growth rings if they're underneath.
Oh, right.
Here's a cool example of that. There's a stump over here that's all burned out. Old stump.
Do they have to count the rings? Can they do it by the annulus of by the girth of the tree?
No, they're all different. Depends on how much water they get.
Oh,
Where
okay.
they grow.
So you really do need to count rings.
Yeah. Or I mean, sometimes they do.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert.
I'm so curious.
Carbon dating's got a
Why?
strawberry.
It's over. That was a long time ago. Okay.
A lot of assumptions.
Yeah. Over that way.
Oh, okay. All right, all right.
What are you guys talking about?
Wait, what are we talking about?
Don't worry about it. Let me see.
If you weren't lollygagging back there.
I was telling them about nature. They wanted to know about stuff.
Alright,
Welcome,
good.
Josh. Biology student.
Last zip line.
High-five biology.
Last zip line, here we go. Don't forget how to brake. Okay, flat hand behind the truck. People step onto the braking and then you go. Yeah. Head over to the rappel. As long as you guys remember the 3 key things we taught you at ground school about the rappel, you'll be just fine over there.
So what are you gonna
Seems like a pretty long one too.
They didn't tell us anything about repelling.
No, we didn't learn about repelling in ground school.
No, not me, you.